no, I need to get the fuck out of Dodge. So it was great. And
Sweet.
Bob has like an estate.
Yeah. Yeah, he rich.
Well, I didn't realize that his wife is in finance in Texas. Like, oh, that, yeah. So it's, but the thing that's even more amazing is, as beautiful as it is and everything, and well appointed, and everything in it is gorgeous, and it still felt like somewhere you could put your feet up on the furniture, you know? And so it was wonderful. And there were huge dogs, and that makes me
people love a huge dog.
Yeah. And then, of course, the restaurant, the food is fucking fantastic. And so it was good, you know? I mean, Eddie and I are like peas and carrots, like we get along great. And so there was good music and good talk. And yeah, so it was very much what I needed as a reset. And so like, I do still have to figure out my life, taking care of the house and the dogs by myself. But I think I'm up to it. You know, and I have Wade and I have my family, and so I'm all right, but it's been pretty crazy.
Every time we talk about driving around with Eddie, I'm thinking in my head about Eddie from Work, Eddie, and that's just like a hilarious road trip.
Eddie from Work?
Yeah, what's his last name from the Newcomers?
Gila guy, yeah.
Oh, we would not go on a road trip together.
Yeah, I know.
You remember when he got really upset with,
and he got super salty about like you asking him to move down?
Yes, and he came and talked to me because he felt that I was intimidating and aggressive, and I was like, because I put my hand on your shoulder and asked you to move.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's like, I mean,
you just loud and fat. Like
that you'd either end up like best friends at the end of the road trip, or else it would turn into like a horror thing, and you'd like find his body buried like on some, you know, road stop or truck stop.
The thing is that supposedly, and I don't know enough, but by all accounts, he was a quite excellent newcomer teacher. So
not by Eddie's, or not by Ed DeRosa's account.
Really?
Yeah. And he was in there every single day. So
well, and actually I value Ed's opinion. Oh, well, that's interesting then. Good. Then I don't have to feel bad about thinking he's a total fucking douchebag.
No, there's no redeeming quality about him. He's even a bad dad.
Well, that would appear to be true. Anyway, wow. Yes, I am not road tripping with Eddie Williams.
Williams, that's his name. Yeah.
Yeah. Facebook keeps wanting me to friend him, and I'm like,
no. That's a poor algorithm.
Right? Courtney, how's Winnie?
She's great. She just got in trouble because Molly is trying to make dinner, and Winnie wants to be her right-hand cat helping her, and she cannot be there while she's chopping vegetables. So she got a little mad at me because I kept moving her, but she's great. So she has to put on her little collar anytime she comes out on the balcony with me. And I hope, I don't know if she's this smart. I don't know if she's smart at all, but I hope she's starting to get that she has to put her collar on before she can explore. Like, just because, you know, heaven forbid she jumps off the balcony and I have to chase her through the streets of Denver, but
oh man.
So you all had a really good, and sorry, I know it's been a while and that we've been catching up, so please don't let me keep you from that. I'd like, you know, I love when y'all can you know, talk to each other, because I know for some of you especially it might have been a while. But it sounded like you got a pretty good recap of what happened last time. But to kind of sum up, Desdemona Knox rose to power recently in the city of Magnamar, which is the capital ostensibly of the land of the Southwinds, which is where you all live, mostly. She had effectively killed and sacrificed at least two of Kalhiri's former comrades from the streets, turning them into these weird shadow puppets. And you all discovered this because you ran into these shadow puppets who were sent by Desdemona to spy on you. So through that, you had decided we're gonna, take this mofo down. Went to one of her warehouses, summarily kicked butt and set everything on fire. In the process, I want to say it was Rift who turned into a falcon and chased Desdemona down as she was leaving the warehouse. Found that she was living in some kind of a big, fancy mansion. A little bit later, after all of that happened, you were approached by a detective by the name of Artanis Greywars, and he basically said, "Hey, we know you were involved with this warehouse fire. We're not really all that mad, but we do want your help. We want to take down Desdemona, and we know that you want to do that too."
What name again? Sorry.
Artanis Greywords.
Okay.
And so he basically told you, we know where she's going to be. We can more or less set you up to be there so that you can, confront her, and hopefully this will take care of things. So there's a big ballroom scene planned for later where she was going to be and doing deals and so on and so forth. So you all instigated yourself into that in some way, shape, or form. We're hanging out, gathering information. At some point, some of you decided to go to a Wicked Rager that was happening a couple of doors down. But after all of that had taken place, you came back, caused some ruckus, made people leave, and were able to disrupt one of Desdemona's deals enough to make her very angry. Now, she is very angry and in the ballroom, and she has effectively ordered all of the exits sealed. And now I think you all are going to rumble with her.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Can we get a free like room check? Like what do you call it? Man, 3 weeks.
Like an investigation or perception?
Investigation, yeah. Like, because I just need to know what this. If we're about to rumble, I need to know what the room looks like.
Sure.
And we presumably have seen this before, but my mind is a blank.
Yeah, no, it's been a while, so I don't blame you whatsoever. I have redesigned the room because before it was all just my lovely art. Now I'm using tiles to kind of make it a little bit more cohesive. But as you can see, you are all in a big kind of like dance room kind of area. There's the bar down here at the lower right. Oh, shoot. I knew I was missing something. Sorry, trying to get this all taken care of. So there's private rooms up at the top, basically where like private dealings and so on were taking place. And not just from Desdemona. You think that there was a lot of illicit activity going on here. People buying, selling, trading all kinds of illegal things in bulk as rich criminals like to do. But so far, there is, or at least was, an exit here. It is still there, but locked down. And there's like a little door over here that also is locked down. You believe that there are people on the outside effectively keeping all of you from being able to leave, or at least leave easily, unless you were to use some kind of teleportation magic stay. Desdemona herself is here, and she's basically summoning quite a bit of magical energy as she is wreathed in a visible aura of darkness, which is kind of hard to see, but like basically just makes the light around her go much darker, or the lighting, I guess you would say. But outside of that, I'm gonna say that all of you are inside, and if you need to move your tokens in, feel free. Because I think at one point during the events of the last game we had, basically it was like, all right, all hands on deck, come on in, and then that was when everything got shut in.
Yeah, Duratan, you did. You went out. You guys went outside, and then we were all like But we came in before she sealed the exits, right?
Mhm. At least that is my recollection.
So we also stole a book from her.
Yes, thank you. I had forgotten that detail.
Isn't that why we're being? I thought we were being held at some point because we stole the book.
Right. So she realized she realized her book was missing because it was a really awesome stealth check, and I think it was a really good sleight of hand check, but a bad stealth check or something. So book was stolen. She didn't see who took it, but then she very quickly realized that it was gone because of that roll.
And what is the book?
It is the shoot, I had the specific name for it, but it is basically the Bible of Chantico.
Right.
Oh. If it's a Bible, is this widely reproduced? Like the Bible?
It was at one point. So
but is it rare now?
Oh, absolutely. With all of the happenings of Chantico's various religions and cults over the preceding few thousand years, it was at one point widely produced and reproduced. But with Chantico's influence waning over the world, you would say that this might be one of a dozen, perhaps, that are still in circulation. There are some that are accounted for. For instance, there's the famous Library of Bletherad, which is very much like the Library of Alexander. They have any book you could imagine, including a copy, a known and very safely maintained copy of the Book of Chantico. But the others remain unknown, and this would seem to be one of those unknown copies. And most people, with precious few exceptions, such as the one at the Library of Bletherad, if they find one, they are keen to destroy it. You think if you were to show this to anyone who wasn't a Chantico worshiper, they'd be like, you need to burn that right now. Of course, you all may or may not want to keep it and not destroy it, at least as of yet, because as you learned recently, there may be information in the book about the rune heart. And if you don't remember about the rune heart, it's a big creepy metallic heart that apparently holds some other hideous evil within.
And the rune heart keeps trying to seduce Kalhiri and
Ronaki.
And Ronaki, well, Ronaki is carrying it, so he's being influenced, right? But he's fighting the influence, but it's getting hard.
He also had
why isn't one of us taking it yet? What, it seems unfair to make him do it, because it's like Gandalf holding the ring, man. He's too powerful.
Well, it's because he's the most powerful.
Yeah. So Kalhiri has agreed that when the time comes, she will take it, but it's like super dangerous, and he at least is very powerful and understands its power. So Ronaki is loath to turn it over to anyone, but that's why she touched it and had the vision. So I touched it and had the vision, and so I let Ronaki know, I think in the last session, that I will be willing to take it when I have to. But
yeah, and you tried to touch it once to see what it was like, and that was what prompted that whole exchange where you met the being known as Zoliad, and he was super creepy.
Yeah, I mean, I remember talking to the spirit inside, and the spirit inside was sort of talking to Ronaki. Well, very persuasive.
No, it's Kalhiri. What was his name though? It was
Zoliad. I'll write it.
Well, is the reason why Ronaki kind of got possessed near the drug factory because is that because Wolfpack took him drinking?
That's correct.
Okay. Yes, I lowered his immune system, his psychic immune system. Apparently, if you're more accessible if you're drunk. I just didn't expect him to get drunk. He's still a giant.
His wisdom decreased. I
thought his tolerance would be bad. Yeah, but from like a 19 to an 18, maybe a 17 max.
kind of the
Lightweight.
implication is that his tolerance would normally be like way up here,
Mhm.
but because of the rune heart, like he's kind of trying to focus on like resisting two things at once.
He's also a half orc
Like drinking and heroin at the same time.
in the city. A smaller body, so that makes sense that alcohol would maybe impact.
That's a good point.
That's a really good point.
Which which reminds me, that's who that orc was. So he is there as well. So that is Ronaki in orc form. All right. So that's a pretty good recap, and I feel like we needed it because we have been away for quite a while. Does anyone have any other extant questions?
Can Riff be serving drinks the entire time while we're fighting? Just like behind the bar working.
I'll allow it.
In a skirt. That
Riff could be lured into a culinary adventure that she'll tell us.
I'm
there's
just
a
imagining,
taco
though-
truck festival in her town.
Yes.
That's what's up. That's why she's not here. There's a taco truck festival. More to the point, she's like helping out a friend who needs it's a helpful situation. But
Can you
suddenly
eat
I'm
tacos
not gonna be
underwater?
the one eating through the entire session this time.
I do like the idea of tacos underwater. There's some,
Wouldn't all the ingredients just float away like in
Yeah,
space?
there's some weird like SpongeBob SquarePants physics questions in there, but
It's mostly kelp anyway, so you just pinch it and it stays there.
So y'all, with the exception of Rift, are about to engage in mortal battle with Desdemona Knox. She is angry. She is holding two glowing knives. Although she's wreathed in darkness, these knives are glowing red and seem to be etched with some kind of magical writing. Not rune weapons as the kind of which you've already kind of been exposed to, but they do seem to be extremely magical, if nothing else. And she's just ready to throw down, as kids like to say. I guess they don't like to say that anymore. That was more of a my days kind of thing.
They still
We
say it.
roll an Arcana check to see what flavor of magic this is. Is it infernal or is it?
You can.
Possessed or whatever. Do I even have good Arcana? I don't remember. +3. Anyone got better?
Hold on.
We have warlocks and druids.
I have +4.
That'd do it. Roll Arcana.
Ooh, it just told me that winner rolled while I was rolling, so that's kind of exciting.
Oh yeah.
But winners didn't pop up here.
Yeah.
So you think that is at least some kind of transmutation magic?
But winner rolled a 17.
Yeah.
That's
Where's
weird. I
Winners?
did not see the 17.
So
Don't see it on
winner
mine.
is it not connecting to roll 20?
It's possible.
Did you click on your character before you rolled?
There's no
Well, you
reason
shouldn't
that.
have.
Oh,
At least I don't think
Like-
you should.
Sorry,
for-
I'm sorry.
for-
I keep.
Go ahead.
My timing was just really poor there. Sorry about that. I mean, there's no reason that we can't have two magically oriented people on the team like search their magical knowledge and intuition at the same time, right?
Right.
Like
yeah.
it'd be fair if Calharia does it. She's not the only one who has to roll. Like when it should roll.
Well, the issue is that Winna did roll, but it didn't transfer to roll 20. So we're wondering why.
And it's no big deal. So obviously, I have every confidence in that that was the fact. But Winna, you do know that this is transmutation magic, as Calharia also did. But you know that this magic, they sometimes call gravity magic, is going to make the daggers do more damage.
So do we know this now, or
Better watch out. Because
I presume Winna will be able to share that.
so let's do ranged attacks, guys.
see.
Is it just Desdemona Knox in the room, or does she still have
yeah.
minions about?
She did basically tell all of her mortal bodyguard type people leave. And
Okay.
she seemed to have done so with a lot of confidence. Like she thinks she's going to destroy you now. She may, I don't know. But why
Boss Lady Battle.
don't we go ahead and do an initiative check?
That we do definitely have to click on our character. and
Yes.
Crap.
Dang.
Wow.
Yeah. I wonder if she likes
It's
riddles.
Still not coming up. So Courtney, there's got to be something that's
Yeah, not communicating with.
did you open and launch your game in Roll20 first and then open your D&D Beyond?
Yeah, that was the order. And where do I roll initiative?
It's right
On
next to
your
your armor
character-
class.
On D&D Beyond on your character sheet. So look for the shield looking thing. It's right next to the shield looking.
I mean, I rolled it. I can tell you it says 20, but it doesn't show up in Roll20.
That's very odd. And this sounds like a silly, nonsensical question, but what browser are you using?
Chrome.
That's weird. It should work,
Mm-hmm.
unless for whatever reason you don't have that Roll20 installed, or the Beyond 20, but it should. Well, let's see.
Why don't you just try turning it off and turning it on again?
Yeah, should I just get out of everything and come back in?
Sure.
Yeah, like you don't even have to leave Roll20. You could always just do a refresh on that. In fact, do a refresh on that and on D&D Beyond.
I tried again. It didn't do anything. It's cool though. There's like a dice showing up on my D&D Beyond. That's kind of fun.
Well, and on D&D Beyond in the chat at the top of campaign Rise of the Rune Lords, it keeps telling me what Winna's doing. Which I've never seen before.
Yeah, I don't see that at all.
So that is a new feature of the D&D Beyond just by itself, like in isolation, where it will track the dice rolls just in its own self. So that's probably why you're seeing it.
Weird though that Jen can see it and other people.
Yeah.
Let's see. I bet you I could if I went into the campaign.
I can see it if I click on the like game log button.
Oh, I can see it too. Look at that.
Don't look at that last initiative.
You've got a 20, a 15, a 13, and a 4.
Nuts. I don't.
Yes, I see all of it. So, I mean, whatever, we can do it that way too. As long as I can see and we're all good. That way I'm not just like always bugging you, like, what did you roll? And if I can see it, it should be all fine.
Okay.
Cool. Well, okay. So I think that's initiative for everyone. Although I do, no, I've got everyone on there. Let me go ahead and just reorder everything. And okay, Desdemona does go first. And let me just give her a nameplate just for the heck of it. And she raises her arms with the dagger still in them and chants something in a dark language that actually I don't think any of you understand unless it's someone here has deep speech.
Or the helmet of understand everything.
Or the helmet of understand everything. That's true. So Winna does understand this, and it is a supplication to the darkness between the stars. This language specifically is called Aklo or deep speech, and it is the language of what most people call the dead gods, creatures who are immensely powerful, but also either so far physically or so far mentally that they typically don't tend to interact with the mortal realms. But that all being said, she makes that chant, and suddenly you start seeing these beings coalesce.
But what beings?
Sorry, I'm slowly.
These
Spooky
guys.
shadows.
Yes. And that is her turn, and these beings now will get their own initiative. And what is their initiative going to be? So theirs will be 8. Just ahead of Ronaki. Okay. So that is what she does. And then now we go to Winna.
Are there just the 4 of them? Then?
The 4 of them and her, yes.
So I want to keep my distance from all of them. Can
Good
I
idea.
unleash? I forget what creature I have in my mirror shard. But can I unleash?
Wasn't it a Gromek?
There's a Gromek in there. There is some kind of demon. I don't know if you got one of the Lasei, like the little chirpy insect demons, or if you had gotten something else. I think you have a Lasei and a Gromek.
I think
I can't remember if you've gotten a third yet.
I feel like the Lasei I used as a distraction when we were in Glassworks, and he got something happening. I think
Okay. So then it might just be the Gromek. Do you wish to summon the Gromek?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right. It's pretty powerful, so I will say that is your action, but you can still take a bonus action if you wish, and you can also move if you need to. So I'll say that the Gromek appears, let's just say here. And for the sake of ease, I'm just going to give it the same initiative as you. Shoot. It isn't playing nice, so I think I need to.
By the way, when we attack those little shadow demons, you got to attack them diagonally because the little shadow demons can only move horizontally or vertically. Just strategy.
So that was your action, but now the Gromek gets to act. I can let you take control of the Gromek, or I can basically control the Gromek.
Since you can actually roll, maybe you should take control of them. But
all right. Do you will the Gromek to take a particular action? Like, do you want it to attack a shadow, or do you want it to go directly for Desdemona?
Ooh, I'm scared of Desdemona. I want to attack one of these shadow guys.
All right, absolutely. So summon the Gromek. Release the Gromek. All right, so he hits and misses with one attack. we will say he is wielding a very hefty great axe. And deals a pretty decent amount of damage to that
So
shadow.
he doesn't miss. He hits.
He hits and misses because he made 2 swings. So 1 hit, 1 missed. But the one that he hit, he just chunks into this shadow demon pretty good. And cuts off. Like, this demon is composed mostly of like this weird viscous and apparently dense shadow. And so he like cuts a chunk off of this creature like he's slicing cheese, but much more aggressive than normal. So that was the Gromek. Kalhiri, it is your turn.
Okay, it's a viscous shadow. Sorry. Viscous shadow. You really have a way with words, sir. Okay. Okay. Kalhiri is all about throwing psychic blades at what's her face? Desdemona.
Absolutely, feel free to do so.
Ooh, wait, whoa.
That's the damage. Somehow it didn't do the actual attack.
Oh,
These demon monsters are big.
oh, hold on.
There we go. Quite unfortunately, it seems that you did not quite connect. But what is curious is that she's got this big flowing dress. She actually takes the hem of her dress and kind of flashes it, kind of like a folklorico dancer, and deflects the attack.
Ooh.
Let's see. Do you happen to have anything else you'd like to do?
No.
Okay. And then we go to Finzer.
Okay, I want to use my hunter's mark on her.
Absolutely.
Do I need to do anything special to use that?
No, you basically just have to declare that she's your target for Hunter's Mark, and she is marked. And I've placed a little target icon on her. Absolutely.
And then I'm gonna whip a hand axe at her.
Absolutely, that sounds fantastic. Go for it. That is a miss, unfortunately. I'll allow you to throw another one if you'd like.
I would love to throw another one. And that's yours.
She catches it and hooks it at the Gromek.
Oh no.
And hits.
Oh,
Oof.
And let's see. Okay, damage has been recorded, but she definitely seems to have quite a bit of acumen. Like, you think she is certainly no one to be trifled with. Let's see. So that was Finzor. Finzor, did you want to move?
Let's see, how far can I move again?
6 squares.
Yeah, I'm just gonna move here.
Cool. All right. Duratan, it is your go.
I'm gonna go ahead and just try to Eldritch Blast Desdemona here.
Go for it.
They can all see you if you care.
That seems to
That's
also
what
be
that-
just the damage.
Yeah, that's weird.
I think so I will say, I think that there is some goofiness happening with D&D Beyond. It's not been acting normal recently.
Yeah, we're getting rolls that are way too low. Just statistically, what are the odds?
It's true. I have been seeing a lot of like really wonky rolls, so I'm curious. But yes, sadly, that is also a miss. However, as I recall, I believe you are of the level where you get 2 Eldritch Blasts, so you can make another attack.
Oh, right.
All right, that I will say is a hit. And let's see, damage is recorded. Fantastic. So she tries the same thing. She's trying to like maneuver and move out of the way. A couple of the attacks that have been thrown in her direction, she literally just moves to the side. She seems to have quite an impressive agility to her. But this one hits her square in the shoulder and kind of throws her off her game a little bit. So you managed to at least have pierced her defenses to some degree. Duratan, did you wish to do anything else with your turn?
I think that's all I can do right now.
Cool. Wolfpack, it is your turn.
All right. If I roll for Arcana or maybe History, I really think we need to learn more about this. So I'm willing to take a gamble on like
Sure.
at least trying. But can I do I have any action after that, or is that it?
I'll always give someone a free like what they used to call knowledge checks. So
Yeah.
something like Arcana. I'll also throw in things like Perception, even though that's not a knowledge check. If there's something you want to do to like perceive or consider or like you know, think about how it interacts with this soul, like that's free. I'll always give someone at least once per turn, like, hey, I can do an Arcana or a History or Nature or
Cool.
Perception or whatever, just because I think it's important that you're able to interact with things and understand them. So absolutely.
Okay. So what I want to know, I want to know if there's any, if she's using a kind of magic that I know about and might know the weaknesses of. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I'm searching for weaknesses.
Absolutely.
So what would I roll for that?
I would allow you to do Arcana. I think that's deep. Like that's definitely what this is.
Okay.
What knowledge encompasses this? Hey. All right. So you managed to figure out. You believe she has a very deep and intense connection with Shantiko. You think she's a warlock.
Okay. A warlock.
Warlock?
Although with her
female warlock, are they called a witch?
I mean, you know, 6 of one, half dozen of the other, but basically, yes. There are those in this setting that would call that a witch. But basically, it's someone who has made some kind of a Faustian deal with a higher power. Not always evil, but
in this case,
definitely always at least risky. And she seems to have made some kind of a deal with Shantiko. You think that seems to be what the situation is here. She's not just a warlock though, because she definitely seems to be able to like very fight very well to a degree that you weren't expecting necessarily. Okay.
Well, I do not know much about warlocks, but we do have a warlock among us. Duroham. So I don't know. Think about it, because I don't know what your weaknesses are, if any. In the meantime, I gathered that anything that it casts light is going to harm something of Shantiko's influence. So I'm going to use the Whip of Light on one of the shadow demons. I guess I'm going to help out with the one that the Wraith Gromek ghost is fighting.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to move on forward. And I don't know. I have like a 15-foot range. So that's a healthy distance.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to attack with Whip of Light.
Whip.
I do that. Boom.
Whip it good.
Hey, that ain't bad.
Hey, that ain't bad. I think the site's working again.
Yes.
Thanks, Tech.
You were definitely able to whip this creature. And as opposed to this big mighty Gromek who chops at it with an axe that the axe head is basically bigger than all of you, Wolfpeck. It was able to like slice off kind of like a segment of this creature. As opposed to that, you take off one of its limbs, like one of its arms just goes flying and then just kind of poofs into shadow, no longer attached to its like powerful magical core. But yeah, you have previously injured this thing. It still has some fight in it, but you think another strike like that might just take it out.
It's really, really a shame we don't have anyone in our company who can just generate light as a power. That would be helpful. Oh well, someone should have thought of it.
So, all right, all of that.
We have any fire generators? Do we have? Yeah, I'm done. Good.
No worries. I'm trying to think. I don't know that anyone here is necessarily like a fire generator, although I know some druids.
Yeah, star thing.
Doesn't Kalhiri have a like whatever it's called, demonic influence or something, and it can do random scary shit like
I can
make
do
thunder and maybe
scary shit.
And doesn't Duratan have Ring of Fire? Don't you have Ring of Fire like naturally? It's like you cast a fire ring around something.
I'm not Johnny Cash now.
No, but like actually, if you check in your D&D Beyond folders, I think both of you, too, Kalhiri and Duratan, can cast something that captures your enemies.
Something that looks scary but doesn't actually, like my thaumaturgy doesn't actually do anything.
I'm gonna fucking look this up. My turn is done. Please continue. I'm looking something up.
Absolutely. If there was some kind of like a strategy discussion, I was keen to let that happen and just.
Well, I have Hellish Rebuke, but that.
Right. Yeah. I think that sounds right.
Yeah.
We
both have that, but someone has to attack you, and then
right. It's only in
Hellish Rebuke.
Attack.
Oh, okay. Well, let's hope you get attacked.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks, Gnome.
I think it's going to happen.
So these three shadows move near Desdemona and then disappear.
Ooh. I really
scared
that.
But as they
they're like fuck.
As they do, from Desdemona's aura shoot 3 bolts of shadow. And I'm gonna say they go for, we'll say Finzer, Kalhiri, and Duratan in that order. Which these are all at +4, so 17, and I'm gonna guess that hits Kalhiri. And yeah, Duratan, does a 17 hit you?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so all 3 hit. We will call that.
Wait, was the first roll for me the 13 + 4?
Correct. Would 17 hit you?
17 does not hit me.
Okay. So there you are. It strangely glances over your armor, but you can feel this kind of wet shadow try and penetrate your armor and hurt you. It's not a pleasant sensation, even though it didn't hurt you. So let's see, Kalhiri, you took 6 points of damage, and Duratan also 6 points of damage. That was not as bad as it could have been.
I'm down to 3 hit points though. So.
Oh, did you not heal from whatever happened before?
I guess not. I only had 9 points starting tonight.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I think we did a rest before then, so you should have been back at full health.
I was gonna say you should be at full, because this was like you did all this other stuff. I don't think you've had a fight since.
No, yeah, we haven't had any combat.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had 23 and I'll take 6 off. Okay, perfect.
Oof.
Would that attack be from Desdemona or from the shadow wraiths?
You think it's from the shadows. So what appears to be happening is that they are hiding in her aura of darkness and are effectively indistinguishable from the aura.
Okay.
Although, so just kind of a little bookkeeping note, This shadow does not do that and decides to attack the Gromek, and does so and does some damage. That is the shadow's turn. It is Ronaki's turn, and he says audibly, they are demons and my cone of cold will not affect them. So he's just explaining why he's not doing that. But he goes on a rush, and let's see, actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He is going to attack this shadow demon with a halberd. Hey.
Nothing.
And
Attacks with a what?
a halberd, basically like a polearm. And I love that I'm doing this, and you have no idea because I'm doing this, but like way out here. Anyway,
It's an axe on a pole. It's a pole axe. Big tall axe.
but it also has a pointed
There's
tip.
a spike up there too. It was like part spear, part long axe.
HALBERD.
T, I think.
No,
the end.
D.
Oh, was it D? Okay.
So when the fourth shadow attacked the Gromek, what happened?
He did damage. He just like went out and clawed him for some, necrotic damage. All right. That was quite a bit of damage to this shadow demon, and it looks like it's in super bad shape. That is what Ronaki did. It is now Desdemona's turn. She is going to, let's see. She's going to rush over to Duratan and attack 3 times.
Warlock versus
You're
Warlock.
lucky.
Haha.
So she goes and she's like trying to strike you with her daggers and just in a flurry of attacks. However, one of the attacks, she drops her dagger and it falls down to the ground and sinks in all the way to the hilt. She does decide that she's going to attack you. Let's see, one more time, but this time she goes for a roundhouse kick. And I will presume that hits at a +8.
Yeah.
For 6 points of damage.
I'll go ahead and do Hellish Rebuke with that.
Excellent. So she's going to have to make a saving throw. And she does make it, which I think means she takes half damage.
Yes.
All right, damage has been recorded. That was Desdemona's turn. Winna.
I want to go up to this shadow demon and stab him with a shard. If he's on the verge of death, I want him.
Go for it. That sounds like a really good idea. I mean, that sounds more sarcastic than it really is. I really mean that it's.
I took it. Yeah, it's genuine.
I'm just used to saying that and meaning the sarcastic.
Ooh, I rolled a 25. I know none of you can see that, but
No, I can see it, and
I
it
don't
looks like
believe
it's a
it.
natural 20 as well. So do double damage.
oh. How do I do double damage in this format?
I think you just roll it twice.
22.
Oh, I think you rolled the attack twice. Does it let you roll your damage
What are you stabbing it? What did you stab it with?
with the glass knife?
Mirror shard. What do I click in for that second one to just do damage?
Yeah, there should be something there. Let me. I'm
I
looking.
see. Right here. There we go. 4.
All right, click on it one more time.
6.
That is enough to take it out, and it gets absorbed into your mirror knife.
Perfect.
Let's see. I'm sending you the stats for that in case you need to see them or whatever. All right, fantastic. So, Winna, anything else with your turn?
No, I think I'll take that. That's good.
Most excellent. So you have done quite a good thing. And then now we're over to the Gromek. The Gromek Undaunted moves over here and attacks Desdemona. All right, a miss and a hit. And probably what you're not seeing is that each of these dice rolls are like a +6 or whatever, but just in the sense of expedience, I'm just rolling them straight. So he's going to roll. That is and deals 12 damage to Desdemona, which is not a little thing. And then we go to Kalhiri.
Okay. Let's try, where am I? Oh, I'm close enough. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna move next to her and use the flame sword.
Do it. Ooh, that is fantastic.
Nice.
Woohoo!
So the flames of vengeance have roiled today and are acting through Kalhiri. So that is awesome. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun.
Well, she hurt my people.
She did. Are you wielding this one-handed or two?
I'm not holding another weapon because the psychic blades don't need to be held. So let's say 2.
Excellent. Yeah, all right. So let's see. And fantastic. Yeah, you do grievous damage to her. And you cut like all the way down like her cheek and her neck and leave some pretty bad burn scars. And she is just sneering at you like nothing else. All right, so that is that. Anything else with your turn, Kalhiri?
So it says in bonus action that I have a bonus attack with psychic blades.
Yeah,
I
would allow you to do that. I know that it's very different when it's psychic blade, so you can probably like mind blade her with a like invisible blade or something. Or
yeah, I'm a mind blade her right there.
All right. So she's off her game. You sliced her really bad with this blade of flame, and she's just kind of off of her footing. But all the same, she manages like an almost drunken master style bob and weave away from your second attack. What's curious is that she appears to perceive your psychic energy. We'll say that is it for Kalhiri, and are now to Finzor.
All right, I'm gonna move up close to her and I'm going to come at her with my Gauntlet of Shocking Warhammer.
Let's see, that is a miss, but you have a second attack.
Where does my second attack come from?
Being a level 5 as a fighter.
Okay.
All right. Oh, go ahead.
Is that different from the action surge?
That is different. So if you were to action surge, you'd actually get a total of 4 attacks.
Okay, I'm gonna action surge.
By all means.
Oh my gosh.
Well, you still get 1 more attack.
There we go.
Here we are. Boy, this dice roller is stubborn today. That's still pretty good damage. Excellently done. And it all seems to affect her. You think that she is at least not resistant to fire or lightning, as far as you can tell. All right, let's see. Finzer, anything else that you'd like to do? A bonus action? Anything like that? Okay. So we go then to Duratan.
Duratan is going to use his Mantle of Radiance to cast Dissonant Whispers and say she looks like my drunken uncle who's an orc.
Did you just cast a spell to like make fun of her? Did you just like, are you trying to hurt her self-esteem? What's going on?
Effectively, that's what Dissonant Whispers kind of is.
Oh.
And it's the mantle of what?
Emphasis on the dis.
Mantle of Radiance.
What is the difficulty class on that? I'm gonna guess that succeeds.
Yeah, it's just a wisdom saving throw. Do I have to roll a d20 for that, or?
No, she rolls and she failed. So go ahead and do damage for the Dissonant Whispers. And she's actually gonna.
She's gonna what? Oh yeah,
run.
And she has to run
That's
away.
part of what it does. Which means that everybody gets an attack of opportunity.
Ooh.
So just to reflect that, she uses her reaction and moves up here. So she kind of busts through these doors. They were kind of slightly open, so she just pushes through them and goes into that room.
So do we all need to attack?
If you like. Yeah, I'm not going to force you to, but you absolutely have the choice to attack her if you like. At least all the people who are here. The Gromek well as well.
I'm going to hit her with the flame sword again.
Okay.
Do we have to get in the room?
What's that?
Do we have to get in her room first?
No, so this reflects attacking her as she flees, because that's what Dissonant Whispers does. It scares someone so bad that they just immediately move without thinking of their defense.
Gotcha.
But sadly, her armor class is 15. The Gromek does hit though. For really good damage, actually. All right, and then so let's see. That was Duratan. Anything else you'd like to do?
I don't think so, but I didn't see my damage for Dissonant Whispers come up. Did you record that? It was 12.
Oh, I do now. So it looks like it's the same deal where it's in the campaign tracker. No worries. So I have now recorded that damage as well. Cool. She is in this room. I will say that she kind of pushed through the doors and they kind of swung back around. So she's got what we'll call half cover until someone comes in, opens those doors and comes into the room. So if you want to make a ranged attack, it'll be a little tougher.
So Kalhiri missed the Gromek hit.
And the Finzer as well. Duratan did no, because you actually, yeah, Duratan, if you have a melee weapon, you also can get an opportunity attack if you want.
Nice. Oh, why not? If you're gonna,
how many of us get this?
Just everyone who is near her.
Here.
But isn't she over? Oh, that's Ronaki. Oh, okay. Should make this bigger.
Yeah, basically she just moved from here to here, and in doing so, basically turned her back and was very vulnerable. Gotcha. All right, so sadly that was a miss. Okay, so that was all that. There was a lot of stuff going on, and now we will go to Wolfpack.
All right. Well, I'm on the attack. So I need to get to her room first.
Sure.
I'm not letting her get away with this. Oops. Pick me up. Why isn't this working?
Are you trying to move your token?
Yes. There we go.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Move my guy.
All right. So you push the doors open. Now there's a clear line of sight to her for anyone else who would need to do so. And you see her. She's definitely ailing. And she looks like she wants to try and flee, although there's not any kind of escape or egress through here other than where you're standing.
Just a fucking angry gnome standing in the way of the door. Can I roll a check to see where her weakest spot is right now? Whether that be in armor or on a wound or what?
Yeah, I would allow a perception check.
Perception.
Yeah, you think she's got a few weak spots. What's interesting is that the aura of darkness has grown even darker. This room has very little illumination except for what's coming in from behind you. But it seems like whatever her aura is more powerful now, or at least thicker and denser.
Her aura?
Mm-hmm. She's got like this visible kind of like, you could imagine if this was an anime, she'd have like this swirling mass of shadows just following her everywhere.
Ah, gotcha. I kind of meant as a target on the body, but whatever. Let's go for something obvious.
Well, I mean, I was just kind of describing stuff, but yeah, I would say you see her wounds and you can go for those.
And are they base wounds? Is it neck wounds?
She does have like this kind of like cheek to collarbone, like
to collarbone thing.
burn.
All right, straight up. All right, I'm going whip to the neck, dude. It's
okay.
Will be the it's a hard target, but I'm gonna whip to the neck. Now watch me whip. Now watch me nay. What I get?
That is a natural one. She does something very unexpected. She actually brings her leg up to kick the whip on the tip and sends it going back to you.
Yeah.
So
that is unexpected.
So this is with disadvantage, so I'm going to take the lower. But yeah, the whip cracks right next to your head, but you definitely realize that like that's dangerous. Like attacking her and being less than perfect with your form will allow her to like take these extra attacks against you. So basically, anytime someone attacks with a natural one, she gets a free attack on you with what you attacked her with.
Okay. Do I take any damage?
No, she missed.
Okay.
Which
it was next to my ear. Okay, great.
Yeah. All right. Anything else with your turn, Wolfbeck?
That's a pretty full turn.
Cool. So now what has happened is that she is somehow or another she has formed basically an area of darkness that actually protrudes out of the room. And you think that is the basically the act of the shadow demons that are now part of her aura have created this. So it's a big like circle diameter of darkness. That is what they do.
Is it basically just darkness where you can't see through it at all?
Unless you have some super awesome ability to do so.
Like light. But I don't think any of us have that.
So say that again, the shadows like spread.
Yeah, it's like this hemisphere of darkness that like it's not stopped by physical barriers. So it even comes like it protrudes out of the wall.
So you just see some blackness on the other side.
So we're seeing it, even though the rest of us are not in the room, we're seeing the darkness spread.
Yeah, this little kind of tiny portion of the darkness kind of pokes out of the wall. But also because the doors are open, you look in and it's just pitch black. So that happens. Ronaki nervously moves here and takes a javelin and tries to throw it.
Let's hope he throws over 3 feet high.
All
He
I'm saying
does.
is, I
He
mean, I'm a
accounts
hard
for-
target. Like,
Yeah,
I've got really
but
tiny
he
batting
doesn't-
zone.
he does not hit. All right, so then we go to Desdemona herself, and she is going to. So this is bad news time. She is going to shoot out
We're
like
all
this
lined
line of darkness that shoots just directly down this way. So anyone who's caught in that, which includes Wolfpack, Ronaki, and the Gromek, needs to make a Constitution saving throw. And Ronaki makes it. The Gromek makes it. Wolfpack, you make it. It deals to all of you, because you take half damage, 7 points of necrotic damage. Okay. That was Desdemona. And then we go to Winna. And I'm watching the campaign tracker, so I'll see what your role is.
Sorry. How many spaces can I move?
5, because you're halfling, right?
Well, I can't get anywhere really. Can I shapeshift into, let's see, maybe like a snake, and just move?
Yeah.
5
Absolutely, you can.
spaces closer to Desdemona?
Most certainly. In fact, let's see. So for what it's worth, you can turn into, say, a constrictor snake, and you would be able to see even in darkness, because you have what is called blind sense, and that would allow you to do that. So, and ironically, being a constrictor snake, it would allow you to move 6 spaces, so you can move 1 more if you wanted to.
Take it.
All right. So then we go to the Gromek. The Gromek is very frustrated and doesn't know what to do, so going to also throw a javelin. And actually, that's a hit. These are extra large javelins. So somehow managed to actually hit Desdemona. And then we go to Kalhiri.
Let's see.
Don't trip over Wolfpack.
I won't. But I am going to follow him into the darkness.
Okay.
Kalhiri
That's
is
romantic.
afraid of the dark. Yeah, it is. All right. So can I end up, does it take 2 spaces if I'm near him to move through?
Yeah, I would say so.
So I want to end up, is this right? If I end up here? Because I was there, so I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yes, that would work.
Okay, and then it only has a 5-foot reach. How far away am I?
From her,
Yeah,
like 5 feet.
it is 5 feet. So can I use the flame sword again?
Yes, but you would have disadvantage.
Okay, no. Well then,
Oh, well, okay.
Would the flame sword light it up so it's not as dark?
It
Yeah,
does
I mean,
require
just use it as
it would require a powerful magical light to undo the darkness, unfortunately. And although yes, magical, not like the light that it emits is not powerful enough to overcome the darkness.
That's fair.
okay.
But it would look really cool because it'd just be like a sword, like a flame of sword in the dark, moving by itself.
Right?
Yeah, it's like in Lord of the Rings where you see the Balrog and it's just like this kind of roiling smoke, but inside the smoke there's this like blade of flame.
Yeah, word. Or like a rave, that's what I was thinking. I was about to get the whip of light out and start doing the same thing. We could really turn this place, like, you get this club popping. We could be like a 7th grade dance party.
I'll just start Eldritch blasting in there. Laser lights.
Okay. So Ish, I'm not sure if I understand what sneak attack does.
So sneak attack is like, as a rogue, you're able to hit like these vital points, even if it's not something that has organs or whatever. Like you could sneak attack a golem or a plant or or an elemental, like even things that don't have like, discernible anatomy. But basically, you know how to get in and create these like maximal strikes of damage, and you can do so if there's an ally next to the enemy you're attacking, or if you have advantage but also not disadvantage.
I
And
can't
that
use.
will allow you to do extra damage.
All right, I have no choice then. Psychic blade it is again.
Do it. That is a hit.
Hmm.
And it did a sneak attack, I guess.
It defaults to that, but sadly
Okay.
you don't satisfy the requirements for it. But
Okay.
you do deal damage, and you do notice that the shadows are starting to flicker somewhat. Would you like to do anything else, Kalhiri?
I get a bonus with the other psychic blade.
Mm-hmm. And that it would be a miss.
Okay.
And we now go to Finzor.
Okay. Let's see. I'm running into the room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I can get there. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And then I'm gonna whip this gauntlet at her again.
And bear in mind you have disadvantage because of the darkness.
What do I have to do something different when I'm rolling?
I think if you hold control while you click, it will simulate the disadvantage. And don't worry about that first one. Go ahead and roll another one. Okay, so that would be a miss. And so that would be your 2 attacks.
Okay.
So just unfortunately, the darkness is a little bit hard to do. Although both Kalhiri and Finzor are able to kind of see glimpses of her as you use your weapons that kind of like crackle with electricity and flame up. Just not enough to get a solid view of her to kind of attack. All right, and then Duratan, it is your turn.
Yeah. I feel like all of us being like surrounding her isn't the best thing ever. I'm gonna stay outside of the room, but just kind of go to the edge of the darkness right here, right in front of the door. And yeah, let's make it a rave party, and I'll cast Eldritch Blast in her general direction of where I
Now,
think she
just
is.
remember, you do have disadvantage.
Yeah.
And you get 2 Eldritch Blasts. So I'll count that as let's see if you want to roll one more time just to simulate the disadvantage on that. All right. Sadly, both of them miss.
Bummer.
And you do again, it, like your Eldritch Blaster kind of like moving the darkness as if you were trying to like use a fan to move fog, but it's just momentary as you see the darkness kind of push back in, and we go back to Wolfpack.
I'm gonna summon.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, real quick. No, sorry. Can I move after I do that attack as well?
Yep.
Or okay. I'm just gonna move one space over here just so I'm out of the range of the doorway. And Wolfpack, go ahead.
Oh yeah. I presume that I have left Strawberry back in the main room.
Yeah, I would say that's a very.
I'm going to summon her. I'm going to summon her to me, using the beast bond with the telepathic link, so that I can see what she sees. At least she can communicate to me what she sees.
So we're just going to put Strawberry there.
Cool. I'm aware it's a viscous darkness, but she's got the best eyes of any of us, I think.
Sure. I'll allow Strawberry to make a perception check. And I'll say Strawberry gets like a rudimentary vision of what is going on, and you can kind of take advantage of that. So I'll allow you to make attacks without disadvantage.
Oh, okay. So I can make an attack without disadvantage. Great.
Yep.
So I want to get I want to step in, and whip of light her leg. A nice easy target for me.
Go for it.
Okay.
And I forget, are you a ranger?
I am a ranger.
Are we all level 5? Am I mistaken?
I don't think I'm level 5. I'm level 4.
I think we're level 4.
Oh, I was mistaken. So I told people you could attack twice. Never mind. Sorry, that's spoilers.
All right.
Whip of light. So that is a miss, unfortunately. Good effort.
Yeah, it was a solid idea.
All right, so that was Wolfpack. Now it is the turn of the shadows. Oh, and sorry, Wolfpack, you were done, right?
Yeah, but so when I miss, but does it illuminate anything? Like, do I still basically?
Yours especially, your weapon more than any other is actually cutting swaths in this darkness.
Okay.
So I'll say that kind of creates like this fuzz. She still has more cover from this, but you're now, everyone who's in here can now see her and attack her until her next turn, which is actually coming up real quick.
Okay.
All right. So
well, I think go ahead. Nope.
Unfortunately, now it is the turn of the demons, and they are now encompassing this whole area of darkness. So everybody roll me a Constitution saving throw. Who is in the darkness? This doesn't include Strawberry, by the way. The DC is 14.
Oof.
Okay.
Oh, wait. What's Constitution save as opposed to Constitution?
Yeah. Is that different for you?
I just went to the little thing on D&D Beyond that says
do you want to re-roll it with the
Constitution? Yeah, what's a Constitution save?
The saving throws are at a tiny little box on the left side under all the under like strength and dexterity.
Oh, I didn't know what those were. Okay. Nope, right. I did it right the first time.
All right. So Finzer and Wolfpack, you take 11 points this time of slashing damage. Kalkiri, you take 5.
And do we have to log our own damage? I haven't taken damage yet.
Even though I saved?
Yeah, it's like a save for half.
Oh, okay.
There are some things that are like save and take none. And especially you will have more of those later because rogues are cool that way, but not yet. And yeah, if you want to, the easiest way to track damage is to put your hit points, like if you click on your token, it's going to come up with those little three circles. And if
Mhm.
you want to put your hit point total into the red circle,
Mhm.
And then that way you can start like ablating it as you take damage.
Okay.
So that was them. I'm gonna say Ronaki actually has a really good sight thanks to that radiant whip and is going to move in and attack with the halberd. And actually hits twice. So we're looking at.
So what did the shadow demons do to us? I'm sorry, but Ronaki hits twice.
So the shadow demons kind of they're encompassing this darkness. They're kind of existing in it, like you could imagine, like food coloring diffusing into like a container of water or something. But they're basically going all around and just clawing you. Like it's just kind of this like special demon attack thing.
Okay, and what does Ronaki hit them with twice?
Oh, he goes in and attacks Desdemona with his halberd because of the whip of light, like clearing some space for him to see. So he comes in and swings his halberd and deals 28 points of damage to Desdemona, which is actually significant. And in addition to that, let's see. The darkness goes down as a result.
Like gone or just?
It just, let's see.
Ronaki destroyed the darkness.
He did. It seemed like she was concentrating on that darkness to keep it going, and because he hit her for so much damage, it just kind of shattered her ability to maintain it. Let's see. So then, good news, bad news time. The darkness is gone, but now the demons are back as like their full form selves. It's easier to do something about them now that you can see them, though. All right, so it is Desdemona's turn. She is going to take a step back, and she actually has the ability to do so in this case without drawing an opportunity attack. And she is going to use a darkened version of Burning Hands. So basically, I need dexterity saves from these three people, which includes Ronaki.
Wait, I wasn't looking at the screen. Am I part of that?
You are, yes. So Wolfpeck and Finzer. Wolfpeck, you will take half damage.
That's a 20.
And Finzer, you'll take half damage. Ronaki takes full damage, but he's hale and hardy, so that shouldn't affect him terribly much. You'll take 7.
Sorry, 7.
So I don't have to roll for that?
No, you are outside of the effect. And we go to Winna. There is no longer darkness in here, so if you wanted to like stand outside of the door and do something, you could absolutely do so.
Or slither.
Or slither.
Gotta do something with that. But still, as a snake, I can move 6 pieces. I don't even know if I could get to Desdemona. I think I can just move into the door, that's all.
If you wanted to double move, you could get up to her if that was all that you were doing. Or you could move in through the door and take a dodge action. Any attacks against you would be with disadvantage.
I think I just want to position myself ready for the next.
Sure. Excellent. All right. The Gromek is going to attack, presuming that you're done with your turn.
Yep.
And the Gromek is going to attack with a javelin once again. I'm going to say she's going to, she has an ability that makes her armor class higher. So she does her dress flourish thing again and just knocks the javelin away, and it embeds itself into one of the adjoining walls. And then we go to Kalhiri.
Okay. In adjoining. Did I do something? I didn't mean. Okay. I didn't mean to do that.
No worries.
When is there now? I'm gonna go right over to her. Can I can get around those shadow guys, right? I'm gonna go right up to her and stab her with a flame sword.
Do it. You have no impediment this time. So as she expended her ability to knock attacks away, she is not able to do so this time, and she takes the full damage. As you are striking at the same place once again and causing just the burns to go from 2nd degree to 3rd degree. And she just looks like she is in very bad shape. She's gone from being angry to being scared. She definitely thinks that this might be the last fight she'll have in her. Anything else, Kalhiri? Do you want to do your psychic daggers?
I do. So do you want me to just use the one that I rolled already?
It didn't roll the attack roll. So if you want to redo it and see if it'll do the attack roll this time. All right. Sadly, she's still agile enough that you do that, and she kind of does a matrix move as it just avoids attacking her. All right, Finzer. Likewise for you, there are now no impediments to you just going up and attacking her if you like.
Which I will do.
By all means. Let's see. Do you want to maybe try and attack with a hand axe? I would allow that.
Yes, I do.
All right, closer. You definitely got her on the run, but sadly, she is still just kind of ducking and weaving. Duratan, it is your turn.
I'm gonna cast Phantasmal Force on her.
Okay.
So let's see if I
What's that
can
do?
hit.
It works.
So I want her to Phantasmal Force is basically I can make her see any illusion that's like in her mind.
Mhm.
So I want her to just pretty much be blinded by light and basically almost deafened. Like imagine the THX sound at the beginning of movies. That just
Yes.
going on constantly for the next minute.
All right. I'm cool with that. In fact, I like that you're assaulting her with light. Go ahead and give yourself an inspiration for that.
Yay.
Don't forget that you have it.
And then that will end my turn.
Okay, so she's going to have disadvantage on all kinds of stuff from that. All right, Wolfpack.
Oh well, while she's blinded with light, let's use more light. I know it's just my one trick for tonight, but freaking light whip.
That's okay. Go for it. You have advantage because she is effectively both blinded and deafened.
It's got to work one of these times. This whip of light.
That is a hit. She's certainly on death's door, and she's knocking. She's still up somehow. The shadow demons are going to try and press their attack, and interesting. Whoops. Okay. So the demons do something curious. They appear to meld into the floor, and from the floor they will attack. One of them attacks Finzer. So that's +5. Finzer, does a 20 hit you?
Yes, it does.
You take 6 points of damage. Let's see, Wolfpeck, would a 12 hit you?
Would a 12 hit me because my what am I looking at compared to
Armor class.
Armor class.
Oh, I'm a 14, so nope.
Awesome. And then Kalhiri, would a 17 hit you?
Yeah.
You take 10 damage.
Ooh. Now
What is
I
that?
really am down to 2, y'all.
Okay. So it is do or die time. All right, Ronaki, with his awesome glaive, is able to reach her even from over here. He gives you one look, Kalhiri, as if to seek permission, but you think that if he hits her, she will die. Are you okay with him basically striking the final blow?
Absolutely.
And this is probably a conversation you had before. Are you? Oh shoot! Can y'all still hear me?
Yep.
Okay. I forgot to plug in my iPad, so it gave me like the 10% notice because I'm silly and forgot to do that. Let's see. Where was I?
Why is he seeking Kalhiri's permission?
Because he knows that Desdemona is Kalhiri's kind of like mortal enemy.
Because it's your beef.
So like, does he get to have the kill? Like, hell
Yeah.
yes, dude, go for it.
And then are you looking to kill? Like, this is a conversation I'm guessing you guys all had before. Or do you want to like knock her out, question her?
Well, we need to find out what all the connection is. So we probably shouldn't kill her as long as we can effectively capture her and question her. How do y'all feel? What do you guys think?
Sure.
I'm sorry, does anyone have any handcuffs made of light? Like,
I mean,
how
you
are
have
we
the
gonna hold
whip.
her?
You just, yeah.
Your beef. Your
It's like a
decision.
lightsaber whip. Like it's like if I hold the whip part, I think it would hurt me. So no, I'm not comfortable with that.
Did the detective
We-
want her dead, or did the detective want us to like capture her and then give her life?
It was kind of like a wanted dead or alive kind of situation. Like you think they'd prefer her alive and incarcerated, and they have the means. So if you knock her out, like they'll be able to like keep her from doing all her whimsical craziness. But he was very explicit in saying like, if you have to kill her, do. Like she's that dangerous.
Okay, but we do need information from her. I mean, Kalhiri at this point, because of the fact that she fucked with Kalhiri's people and is causing all this, I'm okay with like extracting the information and then killing her.
And that's fair too.
Why would she give you the information if she knew you were going to kill her? So then that involves torture, murder, and lying.
Doesn't know that.
So if we just capture her, then would the shadow race still be out and about?
You're
running
not
around?
sure.
Probably.
That's a fair
Okay.
question, but you don't know if they are tied to her. You would take a pretty good guess to say that they would disappear as soon as she was killed or knocked out. You don't know that yet.
Okay.
I don't even remember what this mystery we're trying to solve is. If anyone can make the case why we should not kill her, like what questions would we ask?
Well, because we need to find out what Shantico's doing in this world. And if she's connected to him and has that, we can also possibly find out about the rune heart, because supposedly the Shantico Bible has information about that.
Yeah, I think that's all well and good, but she's already like a cult priestess of the of Shantico, and has like promised her soul to a elder god demon. So I just don't know how afraid of death she is, and I feel like that's kind of all we have on her. It's not like, unless someone has like some sort of way of making her talk, I don't think we can like just threaten her with death.
I mean, she
But
has.
we can try. Like,
Yeah. When you can kill her afterwards.
To talk, we can just turn
Okay,
her.
all right. I'll go with the crowd here. Yeah, I just.
She does seem to have expressed fear over the prospect of dying, at least.
That is true. That is true.
For what
She
it's
probably
worth.
doesn't want to maybe meet her Shantico yet.
So I will say that Ronaki decides to take the haft of his weapon and just kind of sharply wrap her on the temple. And as Ronaki, even in his orc form, is very powerfully built, just knocks her out, just completely, makes her unconscious in doing so. And as that happens, the weird demonic claws that are coming up from the floor disappear. And you think that it's not just that they sank further into, they actually like dissolve, and you think that they've gone back to whatever realm they belong to. And you have effectively defeated Desdemona. What you would like to do next is entirely up to y'all.
Real quick, is that dagger that she had still sunk into the floor?
That
Yeah,
exactly
and-
I see before.
Damn it! You beat me to it.
So the one in the floor, and also she was holding the other, but they're still there and they're still glowing.
I kind of want to try to pick it up out of the floor.
Yeah, absolutely. And you pull it out and it pulls out like butter. In fact, like you pull it out and damage more of the floor in doing so. You think you could like sit here and just like cut through the floor as if you were like, it's like a lightsaber almost.
Can I do that where I just start making letters into the floor? Cool.
Yeah.
What are you gonna write?
I'll say Durham was here.
Only if you put was as WUZ. Otherwise, it won't allow.
So
Cool.
Does Duratan now have the dagger? Like,
Yeah,
Does
I mean,
Duratan have both? I don't-
I'll hold on to this one at least for now until we figure out what else is going on here. So, if someone wants the other one, you could take it off her unconscious body.
Calhari would love to if anyone doesn't object.
Go for it.
And just so you all know, if these daggers do require attunement. They are magical, but they don't have a bonus to attack or damage. However, once per day, you can use a bonus action to activate them. And when you do, they do damage like a great sword. So
Can you add them for us, or do we need to?
I will.
Sorry, I feel like all I've been doing lately is asking you to do stuff.
No, it's totally fine. But basically, like you take a big giant sword. We're talking like a big old like honking massive sword, and these daggers do that much damage. And she was dual wielding them, which she was gonna do a bunch of damage, but then she like screwed up and dropped one of them, and decided that she was better off trying to use her darkness magic, which she was. It was actually pretty effective. I'm guessing, I don't know, were people getting low on hit points?
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely need a long rest.
Cool. Durham was here. Her. I like it. So yeah, it's up to y'all if you want to stay here and wait for her to wake up to talk to her here, or if you want to try and go somewhere else.
Well, don't we have to turn her over to the detectives, or shouldn't we?
Well, the question is, do you want to do so right away, or do you want to question her before you do?
Yeah, like we could knock some sense into her before we turn her in, or knock some sense into her and then kill her and then bring back the body. It's really, again, it's Calhari's decision, I feel like, more than anyone, since it's your friends that she messed with, and specifically you, she was kind of going for.
Okay, well, so here's the thing. Calhari specifically has an agenda with the drug trade. So I want the detectives to find out how that part of it, like, yeah, we know she's fucking with Chantico, but like, why is she a kingpin now and where are the drugs? So I really do want to turn her over to the detective, even though I fucking hate her. But if we can, like, just killing her will feel good for a moment, but it may still allow the bigger things that she is part of the machinery for to continue.
Okay. Yeah, so then we should probably interrogate her on our own so that the
We can get all
at least the detective don't get involved with what we're doing.
I would like for one person to do, let's see, I want two people to make rolls. And those roles can be intimidation, deception, or persuasion in any order. I just can't have like two people doing the same skill. So
I've got deception, y'all, I promise.
Cool.
I'll do intimidation.
Duratan all of a sudden looks like a Smurf.
It's like Mike Wazowski trying to scare the children.
So yeah, I just imagine like
boy.
you pull your belt up to here and you're kind of like looking real mean, and like you push your bowler cap forward and you kind of move your stogie to the edge of your mouth. But yeah, she doesn't seem especially. But Kalhiri, you do get quite a bit of information and kind of shorthand. She tells you she is a loyal follower of Chantico. Was ordered by Chantico to both spy on you and try to take you down. And she does say in unequivocal terms that Chantico wants the rune heart.
That is good to know.
She does say, like,
take us
in
down.
What's that?
Chantico wants the rune heart.
Mm-hmm. She says in her own voice, he'll get it one way or another. But if you have it now, perhaps you can gain some mercy from him.
Where is Chantico?
Chantico is all around us. But in a more real sense, Chantico is currently in the northern wilderness trying to gain allies.
He's currently in the northern wilderness trying to get allies.
Mm-hmm. However, Chantico knows all and sees all, probably is seeing this as we speak, and will react accordingly.
How does one defeat Chantico?
You would ask me such a thing? I would go to my grave never telling you that.
That's an option.
How did Chantico cross over into this world?
Well, we know that, right?
Do you?
Don't we? From the door in the thing?
We can make an assumption that that might be it, but we don't know.
Okay.
Someone asked about the connection between Chantico and the Giants. Is that too big a question?
No, not especially. She just says Chantico is friends to any who are treated poorly by the majority. Chantico is shunned by even the other gods, and those creatures here in the mortal realm who are shunned by the other so-called fair races are a friend to Chantico. And you think that's all conjecture. You think that's like kind of like this religious doctrine that might not be actually true, but that's kind of how they view the world.
But we don't think the Giants are with Chantico, do we?
No, you don't think so, but she's saying the Giants are friends to Chantico because they're shunned by humans. And that's just kind of that religious doctrine at work. But if you press for more information, she just says, sometimes Chantico has to deceive his allies to get best results. So you think, that being said, it's possible that some of these some of these giants, whatever their kind of goals are, whatever they're doing, might be under the hidden influence of Shantico.
Just put a bunch of
So-
giant old glassworks where his people used to work.
Well, and the question is which giants too.
Did she confirm that the doorway was the way in which Shantico's come to influence us?
So asking about how Shantico got in here would have her say, Shantico was brought here by worshippers like me, those who never gave up the desire for Shantico to return to greatness. And you believe that it just has been this shadow network of cults who have effectively done things like sacrifices, prayer and worship, deep ritual incantation to effectively give Shantico some modicum of power. And you think that this has been something that has been happening for like dozens of years leading up to this moment.
What else do we need to know?
What about the city stuff? Like, what do we need to know in terms of what the detective needs to know? What's this?
Well, we can leave it to the detective later for that.
I mean, like the stuff inside the city. Is there any? I'm not following the story just because it was.
Uh-oh. Christian's doing that thing where he freezes again.
I was worried that I froze. That's a really good face to freeze on, though.
Right?
Also, Courtney, I think you were saying something earlier and your voice just wasn't coming through on Zoom.
Yeah, I was saying, like, do we know, so these people that are conspiring to, try to work with Shantico, do we know how many of them there are?
So Desdemona didn't make it clear, but does someone maybe want to make an insight check?
Surely. Oh, I've got great insight. In theory, I didn't just. It was 8.
All right. Go ahead and give me that roll one more time. I'll have given you advantage because you've worked so closely with the giants, and you're the one who's been kind of translating back and forth. What you think is actually happening is those giants who were trying to strong arm Ronaki into giving them that weapon have been influenced by Shantico. And you think that whoever that mysterious, I think Dasnalov is the one that I mentioned, whoever that giant is, wanted the weapon so that they can attack the giants, they could attack the area and then gain the rune heart. You think that was part of what he wanted to do. You think he also wanted to overthrow Sandpoint to get at the door. This is all kind of putting pieces together, but you think that those are all concurrent. You don't think you have anything to worry about from the giants who are defending the rune heart and are now in the glassworks, but you think that Dasnalov and all of his doings have been either he's either in league with Shantico or being influenced by Shantico, and you don't think Desdemona knows enough about that situation to say yes, but she's basically saying no. Shantico works in mysterious ways, and Shantico has told me that there are giant puppets in the west that will soon overthrow the humans there, and so you're kind of piecing things together.
Christian, you're back.
Hey, I missed stuff. Hopefully there'll be a recap. That's okay.
Yeah, no worries. So you were starting to say you were having trouble following the story, and then that was when you cut out. Uh-oh.
Oh no.
You're frozen again. I don't know if you can hear us.
Oh no, you're back.
You seem to be back.
Yeah, it's having a really hard time.
Oh boy.
Okay, so we'll try and tell you what we just learned because it was really important. Winna because she has insight because of her work with giants, figures all this stuff out. But basically, the giants who were trying to strong arm Ronaki were being influenced by Chantico. And essentially, the two things he wants to do are get the rune heart and overthrow Sandpoint to get to the door.
Okay.
And the shit that the giants have been doing is connected to those things. But the giants who are not trying to like fuck with Ronaki and whatever are fine.
Okay.
But there are giants who are being influenced by Chantico in his attempt to acquire the rune heart and get to the door.
Okay. Bad guy giants. Got it. Cool. Thank you.
Awesome. There was something else I was going to add to all of that, but as far as all of like the dealings and the drugs and so on, with the role that Kalhiri did, I'll say you have all of that information and can turn it over to Detective Artanis, and he'll be able to then use that information to like undo the harm that has been done and slowly dismantle the network of drug dealing and so on. So you have effectively everything you need from her. Are you going to do her in, or will you turn her over? I mean, either is, there's no right or wrong here necessarily. I mean, there is, but you know what I'm saying.
Theory, that's your call.
If
There's a right answer and a wrong answer. One of them sends you down a very dark path.
I mean, I don't think we need to kill her now. Now that we got really, I mean, she's saying like a fucking bird. So we got all the information we needed, and we're turning her over, and whatever systems are in Magnamar, hopefully will put her away for a long, long time.
Are you the first lawful good rogue? Are you a rogue who like is really into the legal system? What's going on here?
Not really, I guess.
Like, no, the law will take care of this. Like, justice will be served in the courts. Like, what kind of rogue are you?
It just seemed, I don't know. I guess.
Well,
Because I'm
no, Callieri had a good point. You had a good point earlier where she was doing stuff with drugs, and you want them to take care of what else was going on with that operation that we're not really involved with.
That's fair. I mean, if there is a mechanism in place for undoing this like drug trade, it would be the legal system. And seeing as how like it's weird, like it would take a thief to know like this is one aspect of being a thief and being in this criminal kind of underworld that I don't like. And they're not like, the criminal underworld's not going to take care of it, at least not in a way that's not going to also lay in their pockets or make the problem worse. We got to go to the law, which is really weird, but like a rogue would know that. I would.
Well, and I mean, Kalhiri is ethical in her own set of ethics, and that was established from the character.
I support you, Kalhiri.
I don't give a shit.
Strong feelings about killing.
Well, yeah. Is anyone like, nope, do her in?
Just met her.
Winna is. Just kidding. No.
Everyone seems to be slashing us with shadow demons nowadays. I can't take it personally.
I would say that the Desdemona is too strong to be absorbed into the mirror blade.
My little buddy.
Oh, because we could have done that. That was a good point. We could.
No, we couldn't have.
But she's like more strong than to encompass that. Like she is outside of that range. Although I just wanted to address that in case you had that idea, because it would have been a good one, but sadly she is not eligible. Let's say offer void in Tennessee. So you've defeated her. I'll presume that you turn her over to the authorities. Artanis is overjoyed. He's willing to offer you all a reward if you'll take it for her apprehension. And the reward, basically, she had 10,000 gold bounty on her head, which you can claim.
Oh yeah.
Why not?
I get a piece of that bounty.
Are we becoming?
Do we just split it evenly?
Yeah. Or you could throw it into the community pot. It sounds like y'all are
like the treasurer.
Yeah, Duratan's been holding everything in his like bag.
Yeah. Okay. Duratan
I
is
have,
treasure.
haven't I? Interesting.
We get
Here-
10,000
here's the
gold.
scribe.
Don't worry, Duratan's genie has been investing in the stock market, so you guys get really good dividends.
Investing in BlackBerry.
There you go.
In cryptocurrency.
That's the one.
BlackBerry, GameStop, and Bitcoin.
Okay,
But
so
yeah,
we get 10,000 gold pieces and Duratan's holding it in the collective
Yes.
fund.
So yeah, you've completed this big thing in Magnamar. There's more you can do here if you want to. You don't necessarily have to. You can go and do some research in the libraries of Magnamar, which are large and have great quantities of wealth of knowledge. But at the same time, you have this book which promises to have a lot of the answers. So you don't necessarily need to. Does anybody have any other business in Magnamar that you want to take care of? Kalhiri, do you want to do any dealings with your former associates who are still alive? This is a perfect opportunity for a shopping trip, especially now that you've been gifted this great sum of money.
Can we before we leave, can we hole up somewhere and read the book?
Can
Yeah.
I suggest brunch?
Absolutely.
We take it to brunch. We take the book to brunch, and we have a Necronomicon brunch.
Rift, being from this area, she knew places that she really, really, really wanted us to eat in Magnamar.
Now she's going to be helpful.
Okay.
She won't help us fight the demon, but she'll recommend a good restaurant.
Well, because that's what she's been doing this whole time.
Yeah, she's been sampling the restaurants for us this whole time to know which one we go to after we.
I'm not doing brunch at a food
finishes
truck.
out.
We need to have actual table service.
There's a really good seafood restaurant that does brunch that is called the Barnacle Chronicle.
Well,
The Barnacle Chronicle.
Yes.
we can't pass that up.
So we're gonna go to the Barnacle Chronicle, and are we gonna skim the book while we're there, pass it around? Who can read?
I'll say that they probably have a nice out of the way booth table that's kind of in a dark corner. You all can sit there, put in your order, and place this book upon the table. And you've gotten these really bad vibes off of this book from the moment you laid eyes on it, and touching it hasn't given you better prospects of the book itself. But now that you're kind of looking at it in some kind of light, there's a couple of candles, the book kind of makes the light go dimmer just in its presence. It's creepy, and there is this kind of stylized inlaid onyx dog that's kind of like this barking dog, and it seems to move, it kind of moves in this weird kind of way that's disconcerting to the eyes. Who wants to open it up?
Well, that was such a hard sell. I mean, it sounds so enticing. I believe the halflings have some sort of bravery.
Go for it.
Oh, I'm not a halfling, darling.
I mean, I can read anything, so I guess I would open it.
There we go. Open.
And
the
you're
curtain.
powerful,
Thank
and
you.
you have a
Yeah.
genie on your side.
Sure.
I've never learned to read.
So just to make this clear though, Ish, the book was in Isla's realm. So I would need to do a long rest to go back in there.
Oh yeah, I mean, we can say this was the next day if you wanted to, but
Okay. Well, just in case this book hurts us in any way, would we get full health back?
Yeah, you all are fully healed.
We all had a okay, hold on. Let's do that.
Which is a good point. So
All right,
you open this book. You open this book, and you're gonna hear me say this a lot probably in the course of this campaign. Make me a wisdom saving throw.
Ruh-roh.
You have lots of wisdom.
Oh, oh.
I'm
Wait, it's not
gonna before before
You
we
have
call that set. Well, I guess it's only a 3, so the Pact of Talisman would
You have
really do
inspiration.
much
You
with
have
that.
inspiration.
Yeah,
But yeah, let's do that.
yeah.
I'll use my inspiration and re-roll on that one.
Yes, that's a
That was
really good
ridiculous.
idea. Well, though it's
Not
so
that
it's a really low roll, but it's not a natural one, and I
It's
was
not.
gonna have something completely different happen because of that natural one. But so you pardon the phrasing, you black out. What everyone else sees is that Duratan just goes limp, just like completely like wet noodle. And Duratan, you experience being in a dark void, not dissimilar to Kalahiri's experience, but you feel this hot breath next to you. You don't see it, but you feel a hot breath, and it speaks to you and says, "Who are you to plumb my secrets?"
Shit. I am Durotan, the warlock that is seeking the secrets of Chantico.
You speak as if I was not right next to you.
Oh boy. What what do you want in this realm then, Chantico?
I wish to act through agents who are in your mortal realm. I wish to have a fully realized corporeal body, but I can sweeten the deal.
How do you gain said body that you are after?
Details, my friend, which you need not concern yourself with at this very moment. But if you pledge a favor to me that I can claim in the future, I can tell you where your father is. I can assure that you will reach him and he will be safe.
Oh man.
Your heart's
That's me.
desire.
That's me, not Durotan. Jeez. Oh shit. This is this threw me for a curveball-ish. All right, I'll help you.
We don't know he did that though, right?
That's very true. Nobody knows that happened.
No, we're all
Unlike
about this. So we're just
Duratan
watching
shares
him
that
just get through a campus
information.
and betray us all.
But okay, so you hear a low chuckling. It is done. Your father is being held at the Gromek war camp, the one that overtook the small town where you found the rune heart. Yes, I know about that. But with this deal in place, your father shall have my protection until such a time that you are able to rescue him. It should be a trifle for a group as powerful as yourselves to extract him from the Gromeks. Perhaps you can even use the giants as your allies to overthrow them. I will undermine them as best I can. The rest is up to you. And with that, you kind of like go from like someone who just came out of a near-death experience or what have you. So Duratan, tell me
Like
what
Uma post shot in Pulp Fiction.
Yep, that's exactly it.
Wait, what was the question, Ish?
So what do? You come out of it, you're like, you just like come out of this weird
At brunch, by the way.
you. Yeah.
brunch
Fucking
The-
at what the
the
Barnacle
waitress-
Chronicle.
The waitress was coming around, giving like with water. She like dropped some of it. It's just yeah.
I spoke with Shantico and he told me where my father is.
Dude, you gotta be careful. I don't know that we can trust Shantico.
I don't think so either, but he gave pretty good information that he's at the Gromek camp for the giants that over ran them. So that may be where we need to head next.
You think you can trust this information that he's given you?
I don't think we can trust anything from him, but I think that's all we have right now.
You don't think he's going to be leading us into a trap?
It's a lot of questions from a half orc.
Are you a half orc?
I'm not stupid.
Yes, I know. Just
Say it.
But different halves, see, different. My
It's
mom
like that
was
Star
orc.
Trek episode,
Yeah.
like one side black, one side yeah.
Either way, this was the information that he gave me, so we can do whatever we want with it, but that's all I know.
Well, this is Kalhiri, not Jen speaking. Well, it would seem if they're holding your father in the Gromek camp, then at the very least, that's information. There's a reason for that, and we should probably find out why. If Chantico wanted the rune heart this badly, that he, as Winna told us, has engaged the giants and is holding your father prisoner and everything, looks like that's our next stop.
Enter the Gromex.
Yes.
Cool.
I wish I had that in like this movie title font.
Off that Gromek, or is
I
he-
ended the
what
Gromex.
happens after that fight?
So wait, do we have to teleport back to that city we came from, or is that
Real quick, Winna, you were saying something about the Gromek?
Yeah, do I still have that one that I?
I would allow you to basically summon it back to your dagger if you like.
Sure.
It will, in the course of being in the dagger, heal. So like it gets a long rest too or whatever. So the next time it comes out, it'll be at full health. And sorry, Wolfpack, you were saying?
where is this city again?
The Gromek War
Where-
Camp?
The Gromek, yeah, Gromek.
So this goes back to my goofy MS Paint drawings, but let's see if I can remember where I put that. Nope, that's not the one. Is it this one? No, that's not the one either. There we are. So yeah, this masterpiece of mine is going to tell you all about it. So this is going to be kind of silly, as you already can see, but basically here's Sandpoint, like in this kind of undetermined area in the world. You all went to fight these Gromek, and that's where you found the rune heart in this kind of battlefield area. It's not a settlement of any kind. That's just where they chased the giants down to, and you all went and helped them fight the giants, or to help the giants fight the Gromek. But what you discovered is that the Gromek now have a war camp in this general vicinity, and it's probably something like 3 or 4 days ride away from Sandpoint to the northwest, but that is where it is. And there's a pretty, like you have a pretty good idea of where. Now the question is to get there safely, possibly stealthily, and figuring out how to extract someone from there. The last you knew, there were about 850, give or take, Gromek there, and certainly more than you could handle on your own. Whether you wanted to leverage the giants, not in your town, but on the other side of this Gromek war camp, the ones who at one point were going to attack Sandpoint, the Gromek are still their mortal enemies. You could potentially go to them and say, hey, we need you to beat up these Gromeks for us. Can you help us out? We'll, make it worth your while, something like that. You could do that. Or you could sneak in and try and get Turritan's dad out of there.
Well, so, and we have to teleport basically back to Sandpoint in order to make that journey, right?
Correct. I mean, you could do it a number of different ways, but that's the most expedient.
Yeah, doesn't seem like we want to go the long way. So
But-
what do people think about maybe going shopping while we're in town before we teleport out? Because maybe
that's what I
there's,
was gonna say.
yeah, some cloaks of invisibility. Like some of us, like Winna and Kalkiri and I, like have lots and lots of stealth skills. But we're not everybody. So we could get some disguises or something. I don't know.
I need some armor, that's for sure.
So one thing I did want to put to a vote, and that kind of goes, hand in hand with all this, like shopping and doing all these kind of preparatory things. I want to put to a vote. Do you want to be level 5 after this? I was kind of already like imposing that on y'all, but I want to see, is it too soon for level 5, or do you think that the defeat of Desdemona was suitable narrative, awesomeness to say, hey, we're level 5 now?
Why wouldn't we want to be level 5?
I don't know. I've been in many different groups, and some people are like, let's slow down. Let's enjoy what we've got while we've got it. Others like, please give me the levels as soon as you can. So I just want to make sure that I'm not like, y'all are level 5, and instead of saying yay, y'all are like, oh.
No, I mean, I think it's about a balance, but I think let's go. Like, I don't think we should whip through all the levels, but
No. And level 5 is a really good one. Y'all are going to stay there for a while, but level 5 is when you get really cool things.
Yeah, definitely.
And Ish, how much was the bounty again that we got? Was it, you said 10,000?
10,000 gold, yes.
all right, so we need to level up.
Oh,
I will add to both Duratan and Kalhiri the daggers.
Thank you.
Oh, this might seem kind of crude, but the dress that Desdemona was wearing is also magical.
oh,
If anybody wants to.
take it for cloth at the very least. Is it so wearable? We
Yeah.
just dropped her dead.
I mean, she did take a lot of damage. The dress is magical and resists damage. So, like, even though you were like cutting and damaging her, the dress is apparently unharmed.
Can we take the dress? No. Well, she was still.
I mean, it's like, well, just for the sake of everything, we'll say she was wearing like something underneath it so that it wasn't just, or you could leave her like wearing a barrel with suspenders and just it would be funny that way.
Like that.
I think we should give Rift the dress.
I don't even think she's going to be able to fit into the dress.
Do you think that you'd fit better, Wolfpack?
It might. Well, I mean, it would be a
It'll
little bit.
adapt.
Maybe I could just float myself in it. You're right. It's probably a Rift thing.
Sounds like a Rift thing to me.
It's a Rift thing. Also, she needs some
Just
stealth
Rift
points.
things.
A dress of darkness would help with that.
So
And
for
that's
what
a
it's worth,
good
and I'll codify all of this later, but the dress allows you to use your reaction to increase your armor class by 4 for a single attack. So
Dirt,
that's
is
that
what you
kind of
wanted?
flourish. And it also allows you to, I'm going to say it allows you to cast a number of spells, as she was doing, that normally they would be like a lightning bolt or a burning hands, but they're all necrotic damage because they use kind of this weird shadow energy. But I'll codify that in a more manageable way over the next
And sir, do you want the dress?
Yeah.
If it helps, you can wear armor over the dress.
Is Jenny frozen? Oh no.
Oh,
She's
muted.
muted. You're muted, Jenny.
Sorry, I thought you were asking Christian if he wanted the dress.
No,
Oh,
I was
I
asking
would
you,
take it, but I
Finzer,
would
do you want
modify
the
it.
dress?
And also, I'm probably good on the stealth, and I do cast some spells, but it would be in better hands with a warlock or something, or to give someone any magic.
And you can wear armor over it.
I kind of spaced out there when Ish was describing the dress because I thought it was going to riff, so I wasn't paying attention at all to the benefits of it.
Well, it gives you some spell casting.
Also, you can use your reaction to increase your armor class once.
By 4 points.
You can
I
say
mean,
no.
I'm happy to have Rift have it. If no one wants it, I'll take it. But like, I'm happy to have Rift have it.
And we can always revisit this when Rift is back, so that we can say, "Hey, this is a thing. Do you want it?" And Rift may be like, "Absolutely."
So let's start next session by talking about the dress.
Sure. And so I am keeping an eye on the time. I know that we're probably going to do things like shopping. People are going to need to level up, and whether or not you want to do it now or if we want to wait until next time. Like, if people have busy lives, and I know that better than anyone. So if we don't do anything between now and next time, I won't feel bad. And if we want to spend some time next week to kind of address all of that, we will do that, and then we can make sure that everybody is all caught up, especially Rift.
So address and provision. That sounds good.
Yes. Especially Rift, who is going to come into this like, you got a dress. We're going to go get Durtan's dad, and also begin to level. So we're going to hit her with a lot at once.
And we had brunch.
And you had brunch.
So yeah, is that cool with everyone? I don't know how other people feel. I kind of dig sessions where the group like shops and provisions and gets ready for the next thing. So that would be what our next session would end up being.
Yeah, as long as we're not spending the entire time shopping, I think that would be a point. Shopping, traveling, getting ready. I'm cool with the in between one.
Yeah, is that cool, y'all?
Yeah.
You know, sometimes in the arc of a season, like, you need to have episodes that, you know, have some character development.
Or you're trying to kill a fly for the entire hour.
Exactly.
I mean, you know, just because it's shopping doesn't necessarily mean that there won't be like attempted assassinations or something.
Absolutely.
You know? There will things will happen, and I mean, combat is like that's true. Combat could happen, but more likely than not, I will throw at you some like just odd little role-playing moments that might like be really fun, hopefully, but will just be like, oh, here's this shopkeep that apparently is, you know, weird enough to pay attention to for more than 2 minutes or so on.
Awesome.
And just stuff like that. I love stuff like that. And I know you remember some of our shopping episodes from even before you joined, was like some of those were my favorite too. But okay, not to keep you all too much longer. I am so happy that we are back. I'm so happy that we've gotten to play. I'm so happy that y'all were able to kick butt.
And you guys, thank you. I mean, you really didn't have to take 2 weeks off because my life collapsed, but I did appreciate not missing it, because this really is, because I love this and it's key. But you know, Nora and I talked yesterday, because I was like, well, I don't want to stop for me. And she made a good point that it was because I was going to miss 2 weeks in a row. If someone's going to miss 2 weeks, that's a lot to make up and not know. But so maybe that's like our general group policy, that like, you know, if people miss a one-off, because it's going to be summer and like shit's going to happen. So if people miss a one-off, that's okay. But if they're going to miss 2, we should talk about it, because no one should have to miss 2. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I am cool with that.
Okay.
I will, because I'll be in Oregon, not next week, but I think the following week. But
Okay. But only for 1 week. Okay. Good for you.
Yeah.
All right.
Excellent. So, there's a couple of things that I want to make sure that I bring up. Number one, I want to try something new, and I was going to do it this time around, and I completely forgot. Every session, I'm going to give everybody inspiration to start with. You can get more, but everybody starts with inspiration, but you can't use it on yourself.
Ooh. You have to give it away?
Yeah. So that's something that someone gave me the idea to do that, and I really want to try that. And hopefully that's going to encourage people to use inspiration. So there's that. Gosh, there was something else I was going to say about this and that, but I'm completely forgetting. But gosh, there was something
Remember
there.
next time.
Yeah, absolutely. But thank you all. Thank you so much. Like I had mentioned, I'm really happy having y'all here. I'm really happy with the game, and I was missing it, and obviously I it was cool that we were able to take the time off because just things happen. But all right, that's where I'm gonna just kind of go into my ending spiel. Thank you everyone who's watching, or anyone who watches in the future. Please come back and watch us every Tuesday. We also have a really awesome game that hopefully will resume every Monday. And I do video games on Thursdays. I'm set to start doing Mega Man 4 this coming Thursday, Mega Man X4. Anyways, all right, thank you everybody. And I am going to end the stream right about now.